Hello everyone, this is Sravanthi, working as Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry in Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today we are going to discuss about definition and terminology of engineering materials. What is nanoparticle? So nanoparticle is a small particle that ranges between 1 to 100 nanometers in size. Nano, very small, size 10 to the power minus 10. angstroms or 10 to the power minus 10 centimeters. So nanoparticle is a small particle that ranges between 1 to 100 nanometer in size. Very small particle is called nanoparticle. So define nanomaterials. So the materials having structured components, three-dimensional structures, etc. So the materials having structured components with at least one dimension less than 100 nanometers. At least one dimension or less than 100 nanometers are known as nanomaterials. So what are nanowires? So they are defined as nanowires means structures that have diameter of the order of a nanometer and unconstrained length is called nanowires. So what is graphene? So graphene is a one atom thick layer of carbon atoms. Graphene is a one atom thick layer of carbon atoms arranged in a hexagonal lattice is called graphene. So define Sol-Gel method. So next question is define Sol-Gel method. Here the conversion of monomers into colloidal solution. The conversion of monomers. What is the meaning of monomer? Mono means from the Greek single or one unit. Mer means part. So single part, that means already we discussed previous classes in polymer technology, the definitions of monomer and polymer. So here monomer means it is a low molecular weight compound, single unit or single molecule into a colloidal solution is known as Sol. Sol-Gel method. Here Sol means monomers convert into a colloidal solution. So that acts as the precursor. So define Sol-Gel method. Here Sol means conversion of the monomers into colloidal solution is called Sol. Here the Sol acts as a precursor. Precursor means starting material. So for an integrated network, that means a gel of either discrete particles or network polymers. So this is called Sol-Gel method. Sol converts into gel. Here Sol acts as a precursor, that means starting material. This acts as a Sol for integrated, that means converted into gel, either discrete particles or network polymers is called Sol-Gel method. Next question is what is CVD method? CVD, chemical vaporization deposition. Chemical vapor deposition is called CVD. So this chemical vapor deposition is a process in which the substrate is exposed to one or more volatile precursors. So precursor means it is a starting material. So in the CVD method, in this chemical vapor deposition is a process in which substrate is exposed to one or more volatile precursors. So which react and or decompose on a substrate surface to produce the desired thin film deposit. To produce the desired thin film deposit. And next one is what are nanocrystals? So nano means very small particle. So here it is a material particle having at least one dimension. So it is less than 100 nanometers and made of atoms in either a single or polycrystalline arrangement. So what is the meaning of nanocrystals? It is a material particle having at least one dimension. It is less than 100 nanometers and made of the atoms in either single or polycrystalline arrangement is called nanocrystals. What is a missile? So missile is a aggregate of surfactant molecules dispersed in a liquid colloid is called missile. What is nanolithography? So it is a branch of nanotechnology. So nanolithography is a branch of nanotechnology. It concerns with the study and application of fabricating nanometer. So here nanolithography, it is a branch of nanotechnology concerned with the study and application of fabricating nanometer scale structures with at least one lateral dimension between the size of an individual atom and approximately 100 nanometers. So here what is nanolithography? It is a branch of nanotechnology. It concerns with the study and application of fabricating nanometer scale structures with at least one lateral dimension between the size of an individual atom and approximately 100 nanometers. So this is called nanolithography. Next question is, what is nanostructure? So an object of intermediate size between molecular and microscopic structure. So an object of intermediate size between molecular and microscopic structure is called nanostructure. So what are polarins? So a molecule composed entirely of carbon in the form of hollow space. Hollow space is called fullerenes. So what is the composition of Portland cement? So here Portland cement consists of compounds of main lime. Lime means calcium oxide, CaO. Main composition Portland cement consists of compounds of lime, that is calcium oxide, and mixed with silica. Here silica means silicon dioxide, SiO2, and alumina. Alumina means here aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide. So what is the composition of Portland cement? It contains mainly consists of compounds of lime, silica, and alumina. Here lime is calcium oxide, silica dioxide, and aluminum is aluminium oxide. So these are the main ingredients used for the preparation of Portland cement. And what are shape memory materials? So these materials that respond to a temperature change with a shape change. It means these materials change their shape with respect to temperatures. So relegation are called shape memory alloys. Simply we say these materials change their shape with respect to temperature. If temperature change, the shape also change. This type of materials are called shape memory materials. Define smart materials. So the materials with inherent functionality designed at a molecular level. These materials with inherent functionality designed at a molecular level is called smart materials. And define thermoresponse materials. So thermo means temperature. So thermoresponse polymers are the ones that exhibit conformational changes in response to temperature stimuli or temperature factor. So especially near body temperature. So simply we say these materials change their shape or response with temperature. The type of materials are called thermoresponse material. This type of materials responds with temperature. And next, what are composite materials? So these composite materials are made by two or more materials. These materials are made by two or more materials that have different properties is called composite materials. Composite mixing of two or more materials. So these are having different properties is called composites. What is Portland cement? Generally, cement is introduced by Portland. That's why this cement is called Portland cement. That means similar to Portland stone. So a Portland cement is a binding material in the form of a finely ground powder manufactured by burning and grinding a mixture of limestone and clay is called Portland cement. It is characteristic similar to Portland stone. That's why the cement is called Portland cement. So this Portland cement acts as a binding material. That means in the form of a finely ground powder manufactured by burning and grinding a mixture of limestone and clay. Limestone is calcium oxide and clay. That means it consists of silica. So Portland cement its preparation purpose we are using lime, silica and aluminium. What is setting up cement? So setting up a cement refers to the process by which the plastic or fluid cement paste solidifies and hardens into strong solid mass. So here setting. So when we are adding all the compositions which are used for the preparation of Portland cement like calcium oxide, silica dioxide, aluminium oxide, etc., which are used for the preparation of Portland cement. So when we are adding all the ingredients in this, so here all the setting, that means it provides plastic nature. A fluid cement paste solidifies and hardens into strong solid mass. So all the setting, so that is called setting of cement. So what is the meaning of defined cement? So cement is an extremely fine material, either having adhesive and cohesive properties. So adhesive and cohesive properties which provide a binding medium for the discrete ingredients. It is called cement. It is having most important properties, adhesive and cohesive properties, strong setting and hardening is called cement. So which type of lubricants used in transformers? So generally what purpose we are using lubricant? To mainly use it for to reduce the friction. To reduce the friction. So which type of lubricant is used in transformers? So here paraffin based transformers oil. Paraffin based transformer oil is the best oil suited for the hot and dry weather conditions. In India, we preferred mostly this paraffinic based transformer oil, which is suitable for hot and dry conditions. So we preferred in this India transformers and other South Asian subcontinents also. We are using this paraffin based transformer oil preferred in India and other Southern Asian subcontinents. We have preferred this one because it is more suitable for hot and dry weather conditions. Next question is, what is the significance of determining the fire point of a lubricant? So it is one of the most important property of lubricant. This identification, determination of flash point and fire points are most important because it prevents from fire hazards and which is suitable for machines. So that purpose we determine the fire point of lubricant. So lubricant mainly used for to reduce the friction between two moving surfaces. So here, what is the significance of determining the fire point of a lubricant? So the fire point is used to assess the risk of the material's ability to support combustion. And these values can also affect how the fluid may be shipped, stored and discarded. So that purpose we can determine this fire point of a lubricant is most important. It prevents from fire hazards, risk of the material's ability to support combustion, and also how this fluid may be shipped, stored and discarded, etc. So that purpose the determination of significance of determining the fire point is most important. And what is hardening of cement? So the term hardening refers to the gain of strength of a set of cement paste. So although during setting the cement paste acquires some strength. So setting and hardening of cement means, setting means when we are adding all the ingredients, it provides plasticity nature to the cement, that is called setting. So hardening means provide hard precipitates of form, that means provide strength to the cement. So that is called hardening of cement. So here strength of a set of cement paste, although during setting the cement paste acquires some strength, that is called hardening of cement. So during setting process it provides plasticity nature. So hardening process provide hardness, that means strength of a cement. And list the lubricating oils for thick and thin film lubrication. So what are the lubricating oils for thick and thin film lubrication purpose we are using? So first one is hydrocarbon lubricating oils. Hydrocarbon lubricating oils used for thick film lubrication. So in thick film lubrication, that means high load and slow speed. In that case, we are using lubricants or hydrocarbon lubricating oils are used for this thick film lubrication. And graphite, molybdenum disulfide and mineral oils with additives of fatty acids and vegetable and animal oils and their soaps. They have high viscosity nature. So that's a high oiliness nature. So that's why we preferred in thin film lubrication, because in that case we are using high speed and low load. And extreme pressure lubrication also we prefer this more oiliness lubricants with additives, because in that case high heat, high load and high speed, in that case it generates more heat. So it can be avoided by using this mineral oils with additives or the fatty acids. Next question is, what is the significance of determining the cloud and pour point of a lubricant? So cloud and pour points indicate that suitability of a lubricating oil, suitability of lubricant oil in cold conditions or appraising flow properties at low temperature. So mainly the significance of determining cloud point and pour point of a lubricant is most important, because which type of lubricant is suitable for cold conditions, cold weathers. Otherwise it jamming the machines, it avoid the efficiency, reduce the efficiency of machines. So determination of this cloud point and pour point of lubricant is most important. And next question is, what is the significance of determining the flash point of a lubricant? So high flash point indicates that there will be a lower fire hazards when exposed to high temperature heat source, and low flash point indicates that there will be fire hazards when exposed to high temperature heat source. So that is the significance of determining the flash point of a lubricant. Next question is, so write the significance of viscosity for lubricating oil. Viscosity, that means internal resistance of a liquid during its flow. So what is the significance of viscosity of lubricating oil? So viscosity of lubricant is important because it determines the lubricant film strength and efficiency in preventing friction between two moving surfaces. So generally viscosity means internal resistance of a liquid during its flow is called viscosity. So good lubricant always should have moderate viscosity. So here viscosity of a lubricating is the most important. It determines the lubricating film strength and efficiency in preventing friction between two moving parts. So when we apply lubricant in between two moving surfaces, it will avoid the direct contact in between two moving surfaces. That means it reduces the friction. And next one is define lubricants. So any lubricant introduced between two moving and sliding surfaces. So with a view to reduce frictional resistance to know as a lubricant. So just now we discussed it already. So lubricant is a substance when we apply in between two moving surfaces, it avoids the friction. It reduces the friction between two moving surfaces. So that substance is called lubricant. Next question is, define lubrication. So a substance which reduces the friction when introduced between two moving surfaces. This process is called lubrication. So lubricant is a substance. When we apply this substance in between two moving surfaces, it reduces the friction. So this process is called lubrication. And next one is, what is hydrodynamic lubrication? So in this lubrication, the moving surfaces are separated from each other by thick film of lubricant at least 1000 angstroms thickness. So this hydrodynamic lubrication, it is also called as thick film lubrication. So in this thickness of the lubricant is at least 1000 angstroms. So here this type of lubrication, what is the condition? High load and slow speed. If the speed is increased, means the lubricant will be sneezed. So that's why we are maintaining high load and slow speed. In this case only we apply this type of lubricant, and the lubricant thickness is at least 1000 angstroms thickness. So this type of lubrication is called hydrodynamic lubrication. And next question is, what is boundary lubrication? So boundary lubrication is defined as that in which the sliding surfaces are separated by a very thin molecular film of lubricant. So boundary film lubrication, it is also called as thin film lubrication. Here this condition is high speed and slow, high load and slow speed. So high load and slow speed. So in this case, when we applied this type of lubricant in this type of lubrication, we directly absorbed by machine parts. So boundary film lubrication depends as that in which sliding surfaces are separated by a very thin molecular film of lubricant. So here more oiliness of the lubricant we are applied in between two moving surfaces, such as more oiliness lubricants means vegetable oils, mineral oils, etc. So this effectiveness of this lubricant is mainly depends on more oiliness of the lubricant. Next one is, what is extreme pressure lubrication? So these are additives for lubricants with a role to decrease wear of the parts of the gas exposed to very high pressure. So they are also added to cutting fluids for meshing of metals. So simply we say extreme pressure lubrication means here condition is high load and high speed. So in this case generally more heat is generated. So in this case we cannot use normal lubricant. If we are using normal lubricant means it is easily evaporated, it reduces the efficiency of machines. So that's why we are using here lubricants, more oiliness of the lubricants along with additives. So in this case we are using special type of lubricants along with their additives. So we avoid that reduce the friction. Define pour point. So the term pour point at which the oil ceases to flow, it is also most important property of lubricant. So the pour point means, the term pour point means the temperature at which the oil ceases to flow, and pour is called pour point. It completely ceases to flow and pour is called pour point. And next one is cloud point. So cloud point and pour point determination is most important property of lubricant. This determination is most important here. So cloud point means at which temperature oil becomes cloudy appearance. So here the temperature at which the impurities being to separate from the solution, and this lubricating oil becomes cloudy appearance is called cloud point. What is flash point? So flash point is the lowest temperature. So at which temperature oil will ignite, a flash movement when ignition source is passed over it. So in theory class already we discussed the properties of lubricants. How can we determine the flash point and fire point? For example, in an open cup, we are heating lubricating oil in a small flame. So at which temperature oil gives enough vapors? So at which moment it is ready to catch the fire, that is called flash point. It burns complete at least a few seconds continuously, that is called fire points. So a flash point means flash point is the lowest temperature. So at which temperature oil gives enough vapors and it burns at least a moment. So that means it's ready to catch the fire. So that point is considered as flash point. What is fire point? So the fire point of a fuel is the lowest temperature. So at which temperature which the vapor of that fuel will continue to burn at least 5 seconds. So when we brought small flame near to it, it burns at least 5 seconds, a few seconds. That point is considered as fire point. So fire point of a fuel is the lowest temperature. So at which temperature oil gives enough vapors and it burns at least 5 seconds after ignition by an open flame. That point is called fire point. Define viscosity. So it is a property of a fluid that determines its resistance to flow. Viscosity means internal resistance of liquid during its flow is called viscosity or thickness. So it is an indicator of flow ability of a lubricating oil. So what are the units of viscosity? Centipoise. So viscosity means internal resistance of liquid during its flow is called viscosity. So it is an indicator of flow ability of lubricating oil. The units of viscosity is centipoise. And what is viscosity index? So the rate at which viscosity of oil changes with temperature is measured by an empirical number is known as viscosity index. So simply we say viscosity index, it is slightly changes when increasing temperature. That is called viscosity index. So list the extreme pressure additives. So in extreme pressure additives means which are used in extreme pressure lubrication. So here chlorinated esters, tricrysyl phosphate and phosphorus compounds generally used as lubricants in extreme pressure lubrication. So in this session we'll learn about definition terminology of energy engineering materials like cements, lubricant, nanomaterials. So I hope understood all. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.